today. I'm gonna read your answer, then we're gonna jump into the class, and it's gonna be short and sweet. Probably around 60 minutes I'll finish the class today, because the previous one was marathon, like 90 minutes, but I don't like to take that long class. So please type in the chat box, how are you today? Then we're gonna get into the class and we're gonna move forward. Okay, so Nadia said Alhamdulillah. Okay, anybody else? Just I'd like to see your comment. How are you today? Okay. So she said Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. Shumon Ahmed said I'm fine. Okay, anybody else? Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, Zahid Khan said I'm good, and you? Yeah, I'm really great. Thank you. Thanks for asking. So how many of you enjoyed the last class? If you enjoyed the last class, please type in the chat box. I enjoyed. I'd like to see how many of you enjoyed the last class. So please type in the chat box. I enjoyed. Okay. Thank you. And now, how many of you submitted the homework? So if you submitted your homework, please type in the chat box, I submitted. I'd like to see how many of you submitted your homework, because that's the key to improve your English, right? So I'd like to start this class with a story. Have you heard about Jack Ma? If you heard about Jack Ma, please type in the chat box yes. I'd like to see how many of you know about Jack Ma. Who is he? Can you please just help me with the answer? Who is he? Jack Ma? Just type in the chat box. Okay, founder of Alibaba. That's right. So he is one of the, I would say, biggest e-commerce platform he has got, and he's the founder and owner of Alibaba. You know, in the UK, every day, so 2,000 business, I would say, are created. 2,000 every day, every single day. And the survey shows that 80 to 90% business, they fail in first year, right? There is a reason behind it. Why I'm sharing with you is, so these 2,000 business every day. I mean, people, you know, register with the company house, they start the business, and in first year they fail, and the remaining 20%, out of 20%, 15% still fail in 5 years. That means the business usually survives 5% over 5 years, right? That's the thing. And do you know what's the reason? The reason is consistency. Please type in the chat box. Consistency is king, right? Please type in the chat box, consistency. You got to understand the whole scenario. Otherwise, probably the class will not help you. So consistency, that's the king to improve yourself, right? So usually I have a consultancy firm as well, apart from a student consultancy firm, and I give consultancy to the business owners, right? And once I start giving the consultancy to the business owner, the first question I ask them, have you had any course or any consultation before? That's the question I always ask them. And they say, yes, I tried these and that and that. And then I ask them, so you mentioned that you have taken some courses. So how many of you really utilized, used them? And they said none, right? And then I asked them, so let's imagine you are sick and you have been to hospital, you have seen the doctor, and after the doctor prescribed you some sort of prescription, you went to the pharmacy, you have taken the medicine, right? And after taking the medicine, you just put it in the shelf, you didn't take it. So will you be cured? And they said, no. I said, that's the thing you are doing, but you don't understand. So now the same scenario I'd like to tell you. So how many courses have you taken in your life to improve your English? Type in the chat box. Have you taken any sort of course previously? Type in the chat box yes. If you haven't, type in the chat box no. I'd like to see how many of you. Yeah, so a lot of people are saying, yeah, they have taken the course. Thanks for sharing. And if you haven't the course, that's right as well. So all you got to do is, if you had taken the course, I would say you could utilize it 100%. And each and from every course that's beneficial, you might get a lot of benefits from there. So this is the course you're gonna have with me for next 7 days. So this is the second day. I would recommend you don't put your medicine into the shelf, right? And don't forget. So once you have done so many things, like been to the doctor, been to the hospital, pharmacy, taken the medicine, and once you have taken the medicine into the shelf, take it every day, like 2-3 times. And that's called practice. So once you take it seriously, you're gonna take medicine probably 2-3 times a day. So still I'm seeing here around 50 people. Out of 50 people, probably 4 or 5 people have submitted their homework, and the remaining they haven't. So be honest with me. So can you please type in the chat box, why haven't you submitted your homework? Just I'd like to know the reason. Is it difficult? Is it busy? What is the reason you haven't submitted your homework yet? Type in the chat box. I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to type it. I'd like to connect with you. I really want to help you. That's why I'm asking this deep question, right? So, okay, Khairul said submitted. Okay, congratulations, Khairul. You have done the hardest job in your life, because the first homework is the hardest one, and the second one would be easier. Third one would be more easy. The next one would be the best one. So the first one is the hardest one. So if you have done the first one homework, congratulations. Right. So someone said I have got a poor connection of internet. Okay, got it. I understand. That means you have already recorded the video, right? So when your internet connection is strong, please submit it. Right. Just please share, why haven't you submitted your homework? Okay, Alamin said I haven't completed my homework yet. Okay, Alamin, that's fine. So today you need to finish 2 homeworks. So the previous one and today's one, right? What else? Just type in the chat box. I'd like to see what's the reason you haven't submitted your homework. Okay. So someone said I'm new in the class. Okay, that's fine. So you can watch the recorded last class, and then you can submit your homework. Okay, Tohit said this is the first day. Okay, Tohit, welcome. So all you got to do is you need to submit today's homework and the yesterday one. So all you got to do, you need to watch the previous class that's recorded on YouTube. We're gonna give you the link. Okay, someone said I'm busy with the university exam. Okay, I do understand what you mean by that, but to record a video, it takes 2 to 3 minutes, right? There are 2 kind of people in this world, right? And I'd like to be very ruthless with you, because if you don't understand it, probably you will do the same thing time and again. So the first kind of people is victim. Second type of people is responsible. Please type in the chat box 2 words, victim and responsible. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see victim and responsible. Victim and responsible. So please type 2 words, victim and responsible. Okay. So now I'm going to explain to you what I mean by victim. Victim is such type of person. Let's say they have taken the IELTS course, they paid lots of money, and they have joined the class. After 2-3 days or 2-3 weeks, they stop going to the center. They haven't gone to the class, and all of a sudden they tell their brain that, well, IELTS is too hard, it's going to be too difficult for me, I cannot do it. And you victimize yourself and you stop it, right? That's called victim. And once you become victim, you are giving lots of reasons. You are blaming others. You are saying, okay, I'm too busy, my environment is not good, I'm too shy, teacher is not good. These sort of reasons you are giving to someone else. You're blaming someone else and you became a victim, right? And the second type of person, that's called responsible. What they do, they say, okay, I have got this center and I'm taking the IELTS class and I have got some sort of difficulties. I don't understand the class. So you take the responsibility, you met the teacher and you said, sir, I have got these type of problems. How can you help me? And you solve the problem. Because once you become responsible, you take action and you solve the problem. And this is how you become a winner, right? So now I know human being, naturally, sometimes we become victim. It happens to my life as well. Sometimes I do the same thing as you are doing. So all you got to do is, instead of becoming a victim, you got to be responsible. Take responsibilities, right? Take responsibilities that whatever the reason, I'm going to turn off the class on time. I'm going to practice a lot loudly and I'll submit my homework at the end of the 8th class. Wow, that's going to be a solid foundation for my English language. So having said that, finally, I'd like to say is thank you so much for joining today's class. And today's class is very exciting. So after finishing this today's class, you will be able to express yourself 80%. You'll be able to speak 80%, whatever you want to speak. So can you please type in the chat box if you're following me, that 80%. After finishing today's class, you'll be able to speak 80%, whatever you want to speak. That's my challenge, right? 80%. Type in the chat box, 80%. 80%, okay? I'd like to see how many of you, okay, got it. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So I have got a mentor. His name is Tony Robbins. So he explains something very simple, clear, I would say the best way. So he relates a lot of things. I mean, your actions, belief, and result in a circle, right? So he says something, it relates to me as well, probably is going to relate to you as well. So the first thing is you got to have belief, right? Can you please type in the chat box, belief? Type in the chat box, belief. So B-L-I-E-F, belief. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to have, belief. You got to believe yourself, right? So once you believe yourself, you take action, right? The second thing is action. Type in the chat box, action. The first one is believe. Second one is action. So once you take a lot of actions, you get results. So the third one is result. Please type in the chat box, result. Right? So this is a circle. So you need to follow this circle. You need to believe yourself. You need to take action. You're going to get result. Once you get the result, you have got now more belief, right? You believe in yourself more. And you take massive actions and you are getting more result, right? So this is the thing in circle you got to follow. So believe, action, and results, right? So now I'm going to ask you, so if you don't believe in yourself, will you take action? Type in the chat box, yes or no. If you don't believe yourself, will you take action? So if I think that, okay, after doing this business, probably I'm not making £1 million. Probably I'm not taking action, right? So usually I set a standard for myself. I don't do anything else who is not gonna give me £1,000. I don't take any clients who is paying me less than £1,000, right? And that's for an hour. That's my service charge. So the moment I believe that this person is not giving me £1,000, probably I'm not telling them, or I'm not confirming them for service, right? And that means I'm not taking action. And once I'm not taking action, I'm not getting result. It's very easy thing, right? So please, everyone, type in the chat box, believe, action, results. So if you're not believing yourself, you are not taking massive action, and you are not getting results. And once you are not getting results, you become hopeless, and you say, oh my God, probably that's the end of my life. I can't do anything. And once that happened in your brain, and you became some sort of victim for your family, and you started feeling that nobody loves me, right? No family members, girlfriend, husband, wife, that happens, right? So everything will be fine. Just the first thing you got to do is believe in yourself. Second thing is, once you believe, you take massive action. And the third thing is, once you take massive actions, you get the result, right? So today's my promise is, if you enjoy the class, if you practice with me, you will be able to speak 80% whatever you want to speak. And I'm going to prove it right now. So before that, I'd like to take you to a small room. It's called Breakout Room. And this is the coolest stuff, right? So I'm going to invite you in a breakout room. Once I invite you to the breakout room, you'll see a notification over there. Right? All you got to do is you need to click, right? So once you click there, then you will see probably 3-4 people over there, and you need to give a presentation. The presentation is to introduce yourself. So just you need to tell 10 sentences, whatever you have practiced in the last class, and also you have submitted your homework. So I'm inviting you to the breakout room. Okay, so I'm gonna make 10 breakout rooms. So okay, so now I send the invitation to join to the breakout room. Please join there and start introducing yourself. Just join there. Don't wait here. Please join. Click and join. Click and join. Yeah, go quickly. So you will see a notification. Just click and join. Okay, excellent. A lot of people are joining right now. So click and join, go there and give a presentation. And I'll visit you, right? Please go there and give a presentation. Don't wait here. Don't wait here. Go there. So please join to the breakout room right now. So Mr. Rahim, you need to join to the breakout room. So once you get the notification, just click there. Okay, so I understand a lot of people probably they have got technical issues and that's why they cannot join. So who is here to introduce yourself? Rohim, would you like to introduce yourself? So I think you are not connected with the audio. So all you got to do is you need to leave the room and you need to come back and you need to connect audio. Right. So who is ready to give a presentation here? And I would recommend who didn't do it before. I mean yesterday. So I'm asking for a volunteer who would like to give a presentation now. Right. So now I'm going to invite you, probably a few of you, probably one or two, who would like to give a presentation. And I'm going to request you, I mean, if you haven't done it in the previous class, plus do it today. So who is ready? All you got today is you need to turn on your video and just you need to give a presentation, right? Okay. Anybody else? Okay, Saida Aisha, can you please unmute yourself and give a presentation?
Yeah, sure, sir. Hello, Assalamualaikum. Hello, everyone. My name is Saida Aisha. I'm from Sylhet. I'm a student. Recently, I completed my graduation. Now, I am looking for my higher study in abroad. And my abroad, I'm resident of Bangladesh. My father lives in UK. He is an immigrant person, and my mother basically a housewife. And there are 5 members in my family. My position is 3 among my family. That's it. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'd like to go back to someone else. Who is the next person to give a presentation? Anybody else? Okay, so all you got to do is you need to turn on the video and you need to tell that, okay, this is me. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'll share my presentation right now. Probably still you haven't got there. So can you remember in the last class, we practiced this one a lot, and it's still you don't have that much confidence to give a presentation. It's unfortunate. So we're gonna start to practice with this presentation, then we're gonna go for the first class. So are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box READY. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready to practice with me this presentation. Okay, so Alizia said ready. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute everyone else, and then you need to unmute yourself and you need to give a presentation all together. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
My name is Alizia.
My name is Maidul Islam Bijoy.
My
name is Sonika. I am from Bangladesh.
working here as a part of
Yes, I am from Bangladesh. I am a student of University of Dhaka. I am doing my MBA in accounting and as well as I am studying IELTS exam for my education studies. My father is a businessman and my mother is a housewife. There are six family members in my family. I was a student
I plan to pursue a PhD in
high school
and International Institute in Sydney.
Thank you. You know, when you give a presentation, you got to have some sort of tonality. So when you're studying, say, hi everyone, my name is Habib and I'm from Bangladesh. I'm a resident of UK now and I'm a teacher. My father was a high school teacher and my mom was a primary school teacher. Both are late, and there are 7 family members in my family, and I was a student of Ashugari Gopt Primary School. And my hobbies are traveling and teaching, and in future I'll be a multimillionaire, right? Thanks for listening to me. So see, when you give a presentation, you got to act like you are giving a presentation. It's not you're reading, right? So you have to act like that. So this time we're gonna practice again. So just change your tonality. Instead of reading, just introduce yourself in such a way so that everyone can hear. You are not reading something, you are giving a presentation, right? So do you really understand what I'm just saying? If you really understood, please type in the chat box understood, right? Type in the chat box understood, because this is the very important thing as well for your also speaking test, right? So I have seen a lot of students in my life. So once you ask some of them a question, so they started speaking like they are going so fast, and that's not like you speaking. So when you speak to someone else, even in Bengali, Hindi, and Urdu, so what do? You take a pause, you ask a question, you listen to them, and you answer that, and you know, you move your body, and that's how it should be, gesture and posture. So this is how you can get a better score in IELTS exam. So all you got to do is, this time, once you give a presentation, just relax, right? And say, start with, hi everyone, my name is da 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 da. Once you finish, then say, thank you for listening. Okay, so this time I'd like to hear from you again. So what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself again. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
Hello,
My name is
I'm
I'm from
Alicia.
Bangladesh.
I'm
I'm
from
going
Bangladesh.
to
Still, I'm living in Bangladesh. I'm a
school.
student at Alphabet University. My father name is Rakib. I have one sister and we 6 members, actually, and I have studied two courses actually in my own year, and you are free from double education.
Thanks a lot. It's better, a lot more better. So now we're gonna take you to the second class. So the class is all about, okay, I repeat. So after finishing this class, you'll be able to speak 80% whatever you want to speak, right? So this is the structure we're gonna follow, subject plus verb. Can you please type in the chat box? What are you gonna follow that structure? Subject plus verb. Type in the chat box, subject plus verb. Very quick, you have to be very quick. Subject plus verb, right? So when I say verb 1, that means it's present form. For example, eat, and verb 2 is ate, and verb 3 is eaten. So that's the 3 forms of verb. So present, past, and past participle. So here, subject plus verb 1. So now, yeah, I'd like to see everyone else comment. Please type in the chat box, subject plus verb. Okay, so this is the I would say mother of all structures in English language. So if you understand only this thing, probably you'll be able to speak 80% or more than that as well. So now the next question I'm going to ask you, can you please type in the chat box, what are the subjects we are using in your daily life? What are the subjects? Can you remember in the first class I have seen you? I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony. Can you please type in the chat box all of them? All of them. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony. Right? All of them. These are the subjects we are using. So I'd like to show you again. So these are the subjects we are using. Can you please type in the chat box? Everyone else. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Tony. Right? Yeah. So if you understand only these subjects, we are using time and again. So yeah, you are done. You know what are the subjects, right? Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. So these are the subjects. Now verb 1. These are the examples. So speak, learn, listen, watch. These are the verb 1, right? So now I'm gonna give you one verb, and you need to tell me, is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? So verb 1 is present form, verb 2 is past form, and verb 3 is past participle. So eat. So is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? Type in the chat box. Yeah, verb 1, V1. Okay. So in a short, you can say V1. Okay, 8. A-T-E, 8. Is it verb 1, verb 2, verb 3? Okay, excellent, excellent. You're really genius. And eaten, E-A-T-E-N, eaten. So is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? Verb 3. Excellent. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. Right. So now, speak. Is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? Please type in the chat box. Speak. Speak. Okay, speak. Verb 1. Yeah, I'd like to see everyone else comment, right? So playful. Don't be lazy, right? Playful. Okay, verb 1. So what should be verb 2? So speak is verb 1. So what should be verb 2? Okay, type in the chat box. Okay, that's right. Spoke. And what should be verb 3? Type in the chat box. Verb 3. Spoken. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you one more question. So write. So is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? Type in the chat box. Write. Verb 1. Verb 1. What is verb 2? Okay. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. Okay. And what would be verb 3? Type in the chat box. Verb 3. Written. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So the last one I'm going to ask you. So go. Is it verb 1, verb 2, or verb 3? Go. Okay. Verb 1. Verb 1. Okay. Excellent. Thank you. So what should be verb 2? Went. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. And what would be verb 3? Gone. Okay. Thank you. So if you have got some sort of a struggling with this, now you are living in internet era. All you got to do is you need to type in the Google is list of verbs, list of regular verbs, and list of irregular verbs. Once you type it, you will see a list of regular verbs and a list of irregular verbs. All you can do, you can save on your computer or somewhere else, or you can print it and you can just put on the wall, right? So this is going to help you two ways. Number one, you know the verb 1, verb 2, and verb 3, and also you are getting a lot of vocabularies, right? So this is how you're going to improve your vocabulary as well. However, I don't like to take that more time. So this is the mother of the structure of English language, subject plus verb, right? So now we're going to practice subject plus verb 1. So now, for example, the subject is I. And here, so I teach you English. So this is the normal sentence. I teach you English, or I teach English, whatever. Can you please type in the chat box? I teach English. Type in the chat box. I teach English. Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. So in this sentence, I teach English. Which one is verb? Type in the chat box. Which one is verb? Type in the chat box. Yeah, that's right. Teach. Teach is a verb, right? Which one is subject? Which one is subject? Type in the chat box, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So I is subject. So you understand the structure, right? Subject plus verb. So once the subject and verb agrees, that means you made a sentence, and that's the right sentence, correct sentence. So this is how we're gonna practice a lot. So this is how, right? So these are the subjects on the left hand side. I'm not sure on your right. I, we, you, they, he, she, Tony. And on the right hand side, this is the verb one. So you speak. Now what I'm gonna do, I will practice a lot with you, and you will see at the end of this practice session, you can make a lot of sentences, right? So if I start from the beginning, the very first one. So I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speak or speaks. Please type in the chat box. He speak or speaks. Type in the chat box, please. Yeah, you know that. He speaks. She speak or speaks. Type in the chat box. She speak or speaks. Yeah, that's right. It speaks. It speak or speaks. Type in the chat box, please. It speaks. So Tony speak or speaks. Type in the chat box, please. Speak or speaks. Tony speaks. That's right. So this is how. So we know that I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak. But when you get he, she, it, Tony speaks. That's the only difference. If you don't know the rules of the grammar, last class someone asked me, do I have to know all the grammars? Anyway, you got to follow the grammar, but if you follow this structure, you don't have to memorize it. If you practice a lot, it's gonna be memorized anyway. So this is how you're gonna make a lot of sentences. I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks, right? So now what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself and I'll request you to give me all the sentences. All you got to do is you need to give me all the sentences. I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks. Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box, I'm ready. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready for the practice session. If you're ready, type in the chat box, I'm ready. Okay, excellent. Thanks for responding. So now this is the time for practicing. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. I speak,
we speak, you speak, they speak, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Thank you.
I speak, we speak, you speak.
Thank you. So now I need a volunteer. So Mahidul Islam Bijoy, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences? Mahidul, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences? Okay. Yeah, you got to be very responsive, right? So Ridoy, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speaks, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Excellent. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Ridoy. Now
Thanks.
I need another volunteer. Fatima Khan, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
Yes, sir, sure.
Mhm.
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Okay, thank you. So sometimes, mistakenly we say I speak. Is it the right sentence or wrong sentence? Type in the chat box, right or wrong. I am speak. So there is nothing between this subject and verb, right? So don't say that. So subject plus verb on. So I speak. So now I'm going to give you a challenge. So the challenge is you got to give me all the sentences in one breath. That's the challenge. I know this is the very simple thing, but interesting thing is when we start speaking with someone else, we don't have that much time to think whether grammatically is it right or wrong. So that's why if you practice a lot this structure, you don't have to think whether you're making mistakes or not. It's going to come automatically from your mouth, and that has to be the right form of sentences, right? So that's why what are you going to do? We're going to practice this in one breath. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? So 9 sentences we're going to make in one breath. Can you please type in the chat box how many breaths? So we're going to aim for 9 sentences in one breath. So type in the chat box how many breaths you're gonna take. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So now I'm gonna give you the opportunity to practice. And once I give you the opportunity, always be active, right? Turn on your mic, start speaking, and start together and finish together. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I speak, we speak, you speak, we speak, they speak,
You speak.
I
they speak,
speak,
he
we
speaks,
speak, you
Speak,
speak,
she speaks,
he speak,
Tony speaks,
she speak,
she speaks,
they speak, they speak.
Thank you. Thank you. So now I'm going to show you whether I can make all the sentences in one breath or not, right? So probably you're thinking, okay, so 9 sentences in one breath is too much. I can't do it, right? So that's what I'm going to show you. And before that, I'm going to take a sip of tea. So ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I speak, we speak, you speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks, right? So if I can do it, you can do it as well. So this time you got to be a bit faster and make sure you are making all the sentences using one breath. So again, I'm gonna unmute yourself. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I
We
speak,
speak,
We
we
speak,
we
you
speak,
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 you speak,
you
you
speak,
speak,
they speak.
speak, he speaks, it speaks, Tony
It
speaks.
speaks, Tony speaks.
Tony speaks.
I can do it.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. So if you practice a lot, that means you are removing your inertia and you became so fluent, right? So I need a volunteer. So T.I. Shibli. T.I. Shibli. Can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences? Unmute yourself, please. Okay, not available. So Ali Jia, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
I speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
How many breaths have you taken?
1.
1. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So Imran Ahmedimun, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using one breath?
One speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks.
Excellent. Thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Imon, and thanks. I forgot the name. Anyway, so now we're gonna practice one more time. Still, I feel that you cannot make all the sentences smoothly in one breath, right? So this is the last time we're gonna practice it, and then we're gonna move forward. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I speak, we speak, you speak,
You speak, you speak, you speak, they speak,
It speaks, Tony
he
speaks.
speaks, it speaks.
And thank you. So now what I'm gonna do, let's see if I just change the verb. Can you make it again? So I learned. Again, I'm gonna unmute yourself and please give me all the sentence. Unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I learn, we learn, you learn, they learn.
Excellent. Thank you. So now I'm gonna practice again with practice. Practisa. So again, please unmute yourself. So he practices, make sure she practices, it practices, Tony practices. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
I practice, we practice, you practice, you practice, they practice, he practices, he practices, it practices, Tony practices.
Excellent. Thank you.
Tony practices.
So excellent. So you need water or tea with you always, right? So now answer me on the chat box. If I ask you to give me 9 sentences in one breath, can you do that? If you can, please type in the chat box, yes, I can. Yes, I can. Let's see how many of you can do it. So if I ask you to make 9 sentences in one breath, would you be able to do it? If you can, please type in chat box, yes, I can. Okay. So still, we'll make a lot of mistakes, but just to explain. So when we get this subject, he, she, it, Tony, we say he speaks, she speaks, it speaks, Tony speaks. He learns, she learns, it learns, Tony learns. He listens, she listens, it listens, Tony listens. So are you clear about third person singular number? And always you need to have a sound. If you are clear, please type in the chat box, is clear. I'd like to say how many of you really understood how does thing work. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So now I'll ask you a question, right? I'll ask you a question. So now, what do you do in the morning, right? Don't answer me right now. Listen to me. So if I ask you, what do you do in the morning? So, you take a lot of actions. So can you please type in the chat box, verb 1, 2 actions. So what are the things you do in the morning when you wake up? Type in the chat box, 2 actions. That means 2, verb 1. And verb 1, verb 2, verb 3. So all I want from you is 2, verb 1. Type in the chat box. What are the things you do in the morning? Okay. Ali Reza said, wake up and wash face. Okay. Eat and read. Okay, excellent. Imran Hussain. What else you do in the morning? Give me 2, verb 1. Okay, so Shibli, you said I get up. That means verb 1. So I need 2. So eat, listen. Okay, excellent. Don't give me the subject, just. Okay, Imran said wake up. Okay, do ablution, say prayer. Okay, Hasib, thank you. Thanks for responding. Shuman said read and eat. Okay, excellent. Walk and run. Okay, Raihan, thank you for sharing. Brush teeth and take breakfast. Okay, excellent. Wash and cook. Okay, Fatima, thank you for responding. Give me 2 actions. What do you do in the morning? 2 actions. What do you do in the morning? Anybody else? So all you got to do is you need to give me 2, verb 1. Simple verb. Wash face and read. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Now, thank you. Thank you for responding. So now I'm going to ask you, just think about the activities you do in the morning, and you need to give me 10 activities, 5 and 5, right? 10 activities. I'm going to give you 60 to 90 seconds to type it in the comment box. So all you got to do is you need to give me 10 activities. That means 10, verb 1. For example, wake up, go, brush, wash, take, drink, go, or leave. This sort of activities you need to. So what do you do in the morning? Just type in the chat box 10 actions. Okay. Rasmin said walk, run, cook, read, wash, go, brush, take, drink, live. Excellent, Nazmin. Thank you so much. Who else can do it? So all I want from you is 10 actions. 10 actions. So Ali Zia said, wake up, wash face, say prayer, go for running. Okay, excellent, excellent. Have rest, put uniform on. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Imran said, read, eat, wash face, drink tea, walking. Okay, so verb 1, not listening, running. So walk, run, listen. Okay, verb 1. So follow the instruction. This is very important. And if you don't understand, I mean, during your IELTS exam, and if you still answer it, probably you're gonna put down your score down. So that's why all you got to do is you need to listen to the examiner very carefully, and you need to answer according to the question. So all I want from you is verb 1. What are the 10 activities you do? Okay, thank you, Kabir. Thank you, Bashir. 10 actions, 10 activities. Okay, so again, don't put ing, just drink, walk, listen, run, drive, clean. Okay, thank you. Please type in the chat box 10 actions you do every day in the morning, right? So Anikra said, get up, wash, speak, cook, wash, drink, drive, take. Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you. I'd like to see everyone's comment. What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the morning? Give me 10 actions. And now I'm going to count whether it is 10 actions or less than that. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing this. So now, so you do a lot of things in the morning, right? 10 activities you do. So these are the things you say. So usually you get up, brush teeth, make breakfast, have a cup of tea, get ready, take bus, train, rickshaw, arrive at office, start working. These are the 10 activities you do. So can you remember the structure? Can you please type in the chat box? What's the structure? If you'd like to make a sentence, what's the structure we're gonna follow? Type in the chat box, please. Still, you can remember the structure. Yeah, that's right, Imran. Subject plus verb. So can you please type in the chat box again? Subject plus verb. Subject plus verb. Yeah, I'd like to see everyone else comment. So please type in the chat box, subject plus verb. So these are the structure we're gonna follow. So now, if the subject is I, so we're gonna start something like, I get up early in the morning, I brush my teeth, then I make breakfast, then I have a cup of coffee, then I get ready from office, I drive down to East London, I arrive at office around 11 o'clock, then I start working. So this should be my 10 actions, what I do in the morning, right? So subject plus verb. Here subject is I. So using just I, I'm gonna make a lot of sentences. Right now, what I'm gonna do, I'll unmute yourself and I'll ask you, what do you do in the morning? You need to follow the structure, subject plus verb. So you need to answer me something like this. I get up early in the morning, then I brush my teeth, da, 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 da. Are you really excited to share it with me what you do in the morning? If you're really excited, please type in the chat box, excited. I'd like to see how many of you are really excited to share what do you do in the morning. Excellent, excellent. So what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself and you need to give me 10 sentences, and the structure would be subject plus verb. I, right? I. So I plus verb 1, I plus verb 1, I plus verb 1. So that's the structure we're gonna follow. So can you please unmute yourself and give me 10 sentences. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I get up, I brush teeth,
Brush my
I
teeth.
eat breakfast, I have a cup of tea, then I get ready for office, I take bus, train, bus, train, then I start working there.
Brush teeth, make breakfast, have a cup of
Early in the
tea,
morning, then
office,
after
ready for office, bus, arrive at office, start working.
I woke up early in the morning, then eat something protein breakfast, then
Brush teeth.
take it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now I need a volunteer. Right. Let's see who is gonna be the volunteer. I need a volunteer. Okay. So who is gonna be volunteer? Please type in the chat box me. I need a volunteer. Okay. So Anikra said me. Okay. Is the first one? No, Hasib. Hasib, can you please turn on your video so that I can find you? Hasib, can you please unmute yourself and share with us what are you doing in the morning? 10 actions.
Hello. I get up early in the morning and then I brush my teeth. After that, I get ready for my school to teach my students, and then I come back from school and then I go to my college to take class, to attend in the class. And after that, I return from my class and I take shower. That's the things I do in the morning.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. So can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Hasib. Type in the chat box. Thanks, Hasib. Next one is Kobir Mahmoud. Can you please unmute yourself and share with us what you do in the morning?
Usually in the morning, I get up at 7 and then I brush my teeth, I wash my face, I cook my breakfast, I eat the breakfast, and then I am ready. I get ready for office. I get up bus or train and I go to workplace. Then I usually start my working.
Thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Kobir. I need another volunteer. So Mr. Rahim, can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, share with us. So what do you do in the morning? Mr. Rahim, can you hear us?
Yeah, I am listening to you, sir. Sorry, are you listening me?
Yes. So tell us what you do in the morning.
As usual, I wake up around 5 a.m. After that, I freshen up and I go to the mosque for perform my salah. After that, I go for morning walk, and around 7 a.m. I came back to my home. After that, I take breakfast with my family members. Around 9 a.m. I go to my office because I am a businessman. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rahim. Okay. So someone said, okay. So Ryan said, why are you not unmuting me, sir? I want to talk. Okay, Ryan, can you please turn on the video and just wave so that I can see you? Because on my screen, there are two screens over there. So I need to flip back and forth. So that's why I can't see you. So Ryan, please unmute yourself. First of all, turn on your video so that I can see where are you. Unfortunately, I can't find you. Okay, got it, Ryan. So please unmute yourself, yeah? Share with us what you do in the morning. Unmute yourself first. Sorry, you need to unmute again.
Yes, sir. I get up early in the morning at 6 a.m. Then I brush my teeth and have to prepare my breakfast. Not always. If my roommate gives their hand to assist me, then I have to. Then I'll drink a cup of tea. Later, I have to prepare my studies, and then I'll go to the station to catch a bus. Later, I go to university, and after that, my class will start.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Ryan, for sharing. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Ryan. So now, randomly, I'm gonna pick up some students. Probably they are thinking, okay, so if I became a volunteer, then my teacher will pick up. That's not the case. So randomly, I'm gonna pick up someone else. So Nadia, can you please unmute yourself and share with us what you do in the morning? Please unmute yourself. Okay, not available. So next one is Boshir Ahmed. Can you please unmute yourself and share with us what you do in the morning?
Yes, well, I get up early in the morning at 7 o'clock, and I take brush and I go for walk, and after 1 hour walking, then come back to home, and I take shower, and after shower I take breakfast and start my walking at 9:30. Thanks for all.
Okay, thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Bashir. So next one is, I think if I pronounce right, Shoshi. Can you please unmute yourself and share with us what you do in the morning? Okay, you know, I always try to be a nice person. Okay, please.
Hello.
Yes.
I get up in the morning. I wash my face. I eat something, especially a lot of drinks. Then I start study. And after I finish my study, I get ready for my private. Then I back and take my shower. Then after some time I rest, and then again I am studying.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Can you please type in the chat box, everyone else? Thanks, Shoshi. So Tamanna Khan, can you please unmute yourself and share with us what you do in the morning?
First of all, I walk. Hello.
Hi.
First of all, I get up early in the morning, then I brush my teeth and wash my face. Then I drink some water. Then I cook my breakfast. Then I cook cup of tea. Then I get to shower to ready my university. That's enough.
Okay, thank you. Can you please type in chat box? Thanks, Tamanna. So now, interesting thing is, sometimes, you know, you don't respond. So usually what I do, once you don't follow my instruction, I take you out from the Zoom meeting, right? I mean, I usually take out from the class. So if I request to do something, please do that. And if I ban you from this class, so you won't be able to get in back. That's the system allows me to do this. So I'm a nice person. I always try to be nice, but if you don't, or if you don't act like a nice person, or if you don't like to support us, probably there's going to be an issue with you. So well, I don't like to go for that conversation. However, so now if I ask you, what do you do in the afternoon? So afternoon means, let's say, from 12 o'clock to, let's say, 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So what are the 10 things you do? Now I'm going to give you 60 to 90 seconds to type on the chat box, what do you do in the afternoon? So from 12 o'clock to, let's say, 6 o'clock. So what do you do between this time from 12 to 6 o'clock? So give me 10 actions. What do you do as you did before? So I'll be waiting to see you respond. So yeah, please type in the chat box 10 simple verbs. What do you do in the afternoon? 10 simple verbs. What do you do in the afternoon? 10 simple verbs. What do you do in the afternoon? 10 simple verbs. What do you do in the afternoon? I'm going to give you 60 to 90 seconds to write it down on the chat box. Okay, so Fatima said 10 actions she does. Okay, Saidasha said play, go outside, sleep, take breakfast. Okay, thank you. Just said come back from university, take bath, have rest, eat, clean my bike, go to bike. Okay, if you use ride, that sounds better. Draw it. Okay, eating. Okay, Shah Hassan, just verb one. So verb one means present form. So instead of eating, you can say eat. Okay, so pick up my children from school, back to office work, drink tea. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Shah Hassan is only 5 actions. I'm asking for 10, right? Don't disappoint me giving 5. Onikra said lunch, job, duty, see other, go university, talk to other people, call to the relative, clean, play, take bath. Okay. Take showers, read salam, take lunch, gossip with mother, take rest, use phone, talk to. Okay, got it. Ryan said return, clean my bed, bath, take rest, watch TV, sleep, go to field, play sports, gossip. Okay, excellent, thank you. Khairul Hassan said step out, collect news, meet colleagues, and drink tea, at a program, take shower, story write, lunch, written, music. Okay, excellent, Khairul Hassan. So Shah Hassan said bath, breathe, laugh, eat, drink, talk, walk, drive, smile, and see others. Okay, excellent. So Tamanna said back from university. Tamanna, if you say return from university, it sounds better. Refresh myself, or refresh instead of fresh. Lunch, prayer, Okay, excellent. Thank you. Kobe said, take shower, eat lunch, pray, sleep, play, talk to family, read newspaper, take a cup of tea, watch TV. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. Okay, thank you. So these are the actions you do in the afternoon, right? Okay, I'd like to give you some sort of feedback. I forgot, someone else said after finish. So the structure should be after finishing my breakfast, I usually go to my office. So after, then if you put a verb, it should be ing. After finishing, after having dinner, after having lunch, after finishing my work, after enjoying my class, after having a good score in IELTS exam. So how should I say? After, you should always have ing with the verb, right? Can you please type in the chat box? So after, enjoy the class or enjoying the class? Type in the chat box. I'd like to see. So there are few things just I need to share, because probably next time you will not make these mistakes, right? So after enjoying, that's right. So after finish or after finishing? Type in the chat box. After finishing the class or after finish the class? Yeah, after finishing the class. Okay, before coming to the class or before come to the class? Type in the chat box. Which one is right? Before coming to the class or before come to the class? Okay, before going to my office or before go to my office? Type in the chat box. Before going to my office. Okay. Thank you. So before and after, always you need to put ing. That's the first thing. And second thing, someone said I eat breakfast. So it's not the wrong sentence, but it doesn't sound good. Instead of, we can say I have my breakfast or I take my breakfast. Can you please type in the chat box what I can say instead of I eat breakfast? I have my breakfast or I take my breakfast. Type in the chat box. So which one do you like? I have my breakfast or I take my breakfast? Type in the chat box. Which one do you like? I have my breakfast or I take my breakfast. It sounds really good. I take my breakfast. I have my breakfast. I take my lunch. I have my lunch. I take my dinner usually at 8 p.m. right? So I have my breakfast or I take my breakfast. So it sounds good, right? And the next thing is you said gossip, right? So we are not telling gossip. Instead, we can say we chat. Gossip means you are talking about someone else who is not here. That means backbiting, right? So instead of gossip, we're gonna say we chat. I chat, right? Can you please type in the chat box? So instead of gossip, what are you gonna say? Okay, so gossip means backbiting. Do you know the meaning of backbiting? Type in the chat box in your language. I'd like to see. So what's the meaning of backbiting? Yeah, that's right, Hasib. So in any other language, gossip means gibat kura. That's right. So instead of saying gossip, we're gonna say I chat, I make hobnob. Okay, thank you. These are the things just you need to be careful, right? So after and before we put ing. What else I said? So instead of saying gossip, we're gonna say I chat. Okay, Nazmin, that's right. So gossip means criticizing someone else who is not here. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Alivija. Alijia. Thank you. So these are the things we do in the afternoon. Now, what I'm gonna do, we're gonna practice it. So these are the things we do in the afternoon, right? So we usually have lunch, take rest, start working, leave office or university or school. We usually go to tea stall. I miss these things because still the place I'm working at East London, Whitechapel, there are some tea stalls, but it's a long way. So that's why I miss it, right? Then take bus, return home, refresh myself, watch TV, whatever, and attend 8 days speaking challenge, whatever. So whatever you do, you can share with us. So what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself and I'll request you give me 10 sentences. What are you doing in the afternoon? Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box. Yes, I am. I'd like to see how many of you are really ready. If you're ready, please type in the chat box. Yes, I am. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'll request to unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I have lunch.
I have lunch. I
I
take rest.
I take
I
rest.
start
I
working.
start working. I in office.
Start
I
leaving office.
just
I take a cup of
I
coffee.
live
I take a bus.
go to the
leave
I
office.
fresh
I go
myself.
to
I was.
Bus,
I
read,
then ate
refresh myself,
I
eat,
finish my homework.
and then balance, finish my homework.
finish my homework. Then I go to my tuition.
Thank you. So now, so you can see on the screen, right? So this time we're gonna make this 10 sentences using just one breath. How many breaths we're gonna take? One, right? So one breath. So this time, this is our challenge. So we're gonna make 10 sentences. We're gonna share what are you doing in the afternoon, and we're gonna deliver 10 sentences in one breath. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I have lunch. I take rest. I start working. I leave office. I go to tea stall. I take a cup of
Bath,
coffee. I take a bus. I
eat,
return home. I fresh myself. I was.
later,
Attend 8 seconds to finish my homework.
just I teach.
Start working, leave
Homework.
office, go to the tea, take a cup of coffee, take a bus, return home, refresh myself, watch TV, attend 8 days challenge.
Thank you. So how many of you have delivered these 10 sentences using one breath? So if you have done it, please type in the chat box. It's me. I'd like to see how many of you have done 10 sentences. How many of you made 10 sentences in one breath? Just if you already did it, type in the chat box. It's me. Okay. So now I'd like to tell you another story about Jack Ma, right? Is there anyone who knows how Jack Ma learned English? When I studied at Birmingham City University, I had like 15, 20 friends from China. They are very smart, right? And I'm not sure, they use some sort of machine and they translate it from Chinese to English very quickly, very fast. And once you ask them a question, they understand it, but they have got a lot of difficulties to express themselves. So if you ask, what happened in the last class, they will take a lot of time, a lot of pause, then they're gonna say, so this is how they speak English. So for Chinese, you will see, they know the language. If you ask them, they can answer it, but they are not that much fluent. And when I studied about Jack Ma, because he's one of my models whom I follow, especially in business purposes, right? So 2 stories I'm going to share with you. Are you ready? So are you really excited are you really interested to know his story? If you are interested, please type in the chat box, interested. I'd like to see how many of you are really interested to know his story. So he had a lot of difficulties to learn English, and he was refused by a lot of university and even KFC, the labor job, and police. He was rejected, but now he's one of the top men, right? So when he understood that he needs to learn English, so he decided that he's going to learn English. And what he used to do is he used to go to CVs and different places when the foreigners come, and he used to give some sort of flower, say, hello, my name is Jack Ma, I'm a blah blah blah, and I want to talk with you, and I'd like to guide you in different places. And when the foreigner goes, probably tourist, and usually they ask Jack Ma, so what are the beautiful spots you have got in this area? Can you please give us some sort of directions? And Jack Ma used to tell, okay, you should go there, and this is how you need to go, and all that stuff. So this is how he learned English. So so the first thing is what he did, he decided. That's the first thing. Second thing is he took action. He went to different services, tourist area, and he bought flowers. And he said, "Hey, my name is Jack Ma," and he gave it to them. And he also offered some sort of helps regarding the guide. So if you don't know regarding this area, I can give you enough information, or probably I can take you there. And this is how. And this thing I learned from Jack Ma, and that was back in 2006 or 7, I would say. And I gave it a try. So once you know the formula, so you have got an opportunity to try it. So I said, why shouldn't I try it? So I started looking into different organizations. Then I found one of the organization in Bangladesh, and I approached them. First of all, I approached a foreigner, and I said, "What do you do?" And he said, "I work in this organization." I said, "Can you please give me the location where do you work?" And they gave me the location. And then I went to that institution in Farmgate or somewhere else, and I said, "Is there any opportunity so that I can, get some time to the foreigners? Probably they might be interested in going different places like National Museum, Jahangirnagar University, Old Dhaka, and all that stuff." So he said, "Yeah, we are looking for some sort of guides, and we need some people to communicate with them." And I said, "You don't have to think about the salary and all that stuff. I don't want anything from you. So I would like to have the opportunity so that I can communicate with you." And they said, "Yeah, sure. So would you like to come to tomorrow in that church?" And I went to that church, and I was introduced with a gentleman. He said, "This is my son. He's from Mexico. He's very young, naughty, but he would like to visit some sort of these places. Can you help my son to visit this place?" I said, "Of course, why not?" And his name was Moses. And I took him different places. I offered him different types of food. I spent money from my pocket. And this is how I learned. So all I want from you is you should read a lot of biography books, right? So if you'd like to start your own business, I would say a couple of books, like you should read Richard Branson. You should read Elon Musk. You should read the founder of Nike. They have got a lot of interesting story. Once you read them, you learn so many things, how you're going to improve yourself. Because all I know is, the top people, if you say businessman, politician, and all that stuff, they are not coming from like such a affluent or rich family. They are from the lower middle class family. They had a lot of ambitious. They believe in themselves. They took action and they got the result. And now we know Richard Branson, Elon Musk, who else? Jack Ma, these sort of people, right? So that's the thing. Is it helpful? Type in the chat box if the story is helpful. It's gonna help a lot. So today you should believe in yourself. You should take action, and also you should generate the result. Once you get the result, so you can aim for the next one. Still, I can remember when I have studied student consultancy. The first year, I believe in myself, and I didn't have that much result. That's why my belief was not that much, right? And then the second year, when I got so much result, I believe in it myself more, and I generated more results. So this is the circle. All you got to do is, the first thing is to believe in yourself, then take action. Third thing is result. Once you see the result, so you take more actions, you take more result. Okay, the next story I'd like to share it to you regarding the Jack Ma. So once a journalist asked him, "So what's your opinion about the business people and business when you see a lot of people are shutting down?" And he gave some sort of statement. I like that so much. He said, most of the business they open today, they wait for the customer. They open second day, they wait for the customer. And they open third day, there is no customer. They wait for the customer. And after lunch, they close the business and they go home. And in the evening, customer waits in front of the shop and they would like to buy from them. I repeat. He said the first day, the businessman opened the business and they wait for the customer. Second day, wait for the customer. Third day, they wait for the customer and they become impatient and they leave the business, they go home. And in the evening, customers come to in front of the shop and they say there is no business. Did you get me? I'm giving you another example. This is the live example. So we have started like, for 80 people. And this is the 8 days speaking challenge. And we have got only 34. I can see participants here, right? So they joined the first day. They joined the second day. Now is 34. Probably tomorrow after lunch, half of the class, probably we can see probably 20, 25. And these things happening everywhere else. So all you got to do is you got to commit yourself that, okay, this is the 8 days speaking challenge. I'll turn up in the class on time. I'll take action. That means when the teacher asks me to do something like practicing and all this stuff, I'll do that. And I wouldn't leave until I achieve whatever my destination is, right? So if you have got some sort of this commitment, you will be winner. This is the real thing. A lot of people don't understand. And I was really upset when I saw that 70, 80 people join, and after first day we see 40 people, and after second day we see 25, 30 people, right? I was really upset. So what's wrong with these guys? And what I found is this is the natural thing. This is happening around the world, even in business, in education, in other jobs. This is happening, and you are the witness, right? So if you do understand the whole thing I told you, probably you will be the different person where you have started, right? So I don't like to take any more time, as I promised that. What's the time right now? Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you, what do you do in the evening? Let's say after 6 o'clock, what do you do? Give me 10 actions or 10 activities. What do you do every day? Please type in the chat box. I'm gonna give you 60 to 90 seconds. 60 to 90 seconds. And please type in the chat box, what do you do in the evening? Okay, someone said this is so nice story. Yeah, thank you for responding. Gita said that story make me strong. Yeah, that's right. So so please type in the chat box, what do you do in the evening? What do you do in the evening? What do you do in the evening? Give me 10 actions. What do you do in the evening? I'm going to give you 60 to 90 seconds to type in on the comment box. Then I'm going to read them out. Yeah, so once I know this story from Jack Ma, I never ever became victim. I say, okay, this is my responsibility. I'd like to share with my students that this is happening in the world. So you come first day, you come second day, and you leave half of the third day. And this is how, you are not improving. And this is how you fail time and again, time and again, time and again. So you got to have some sort of consistency always. Consistency is the king, right? So you got to understand it. Okay, so now I would like to hear from you is 10 actions you do in the evening. Okay, so I'm gonna read some comments right now. So Alicia said, return, have rest, eat, take tea, read, use laptop. Okay, excuse me. Hasib said, return, have rest, eat, take tea, read, use laptop. Okay, excellent, thank you. Jawad said, Jawad, okay, I understood. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Javed or Jawad, whatever. So the question is, what do you do in the evening? So it has to be in present form. So I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. So yeah, using the present form, you need to express yourself. So Hasib said, return from tuition, do ablution, say prayer, study, watch TV, use laptop, chat, write, write, diary, sleep. Okay, excellent. Fatima said, have snacks. Okay. Thanks for sharing. So lunch at the social media, Okay, chat the social media. You can use some sort of vocabularies instead of saying chat the social media. You can say browse social media. Return from university, take rest, play, listen music. Okay, excellent, excellent. Thank you, thank you. So now, thank you. So these are the things we do in the evening, right? So usually, if you go to university or if you go to office, so you come back and you get together with your family, right? And you take some snacks. You probably help to cook your mom, sister, wife, whatever, and then you take dinner, read some books, you chat with family members, take a look on tomorrow's plan, and get ready to sleep and go to bed. So that's what we do, right? So now what I'm gonna do, I will unmute yourself, and I'd like to request you to share what do you do in the evening. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Hi everyone. I usually get together with my
Hi
family.
everyone, I get together with family. I take snacks. I help to take dinner. I eat books. I family members. Take a walk of tomorrow's plan. I get ready to bed. I go to bed.
Thank you. So can you please type in the chat box 2 words, sometime. So there is a space between sometime and sometimes. Can you please type in the chat box? So the first one is 2 words, sometime, and the second is sometimes. Okay, this is the I would say confusing words, sometime and sometimes. So what's the difference between these 2 words? Can you please type in the chat box? What's the difference between these 2 words, sometime and sometimes? Sometimes and sometime. What are the difference between these 2 words? Is there anyone to explain? I'd like to see, because we use this frequently, right? So sometime. So okay, I'm gonna give 2 sentences so that you can understand. Okay, so I take rest for some time. Type in the chat box. Write down the exact sentence I have given you. I take rest for some time. Okay, Cuddle says sometimes is suddenly, sometimes is anywhere. Okay. So can you please type in the chat box? I take rest for some time. No. Shahadat, I didn't say that. Fatima, you're right. I take rest for some time. 2 words. I take rest for some time. Okay, write down the words. Okay, I take rest for some time. I take rest for some time. Yeah, that's right. And the second sentence, sometimes I go to cinema. Second sentence, sometimes I go to cinema. Sometimes I go to cinema. So the first sentence I said, I take rest for some time. And second sentence I said, sometimes I go to cinema, right? So when I say I take rest for some time, I mean, it might be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I take rest, sometime, right? And once I said, sometimes I go to cinema, this is the one word, sometimes I go to cinema, that means I don't go to cinema always, sometimes, probably once in a week, twice in a week, probably once in a month, right? So that means sometimes means now and then. Not always, now and then. Probably once in a month, once in a year, once in a week. So once we express ourselves, sometimes I go to cinema, that means now and then. Now, can you please type in the chat box in your language? So what's the sometimes meaning? So I gave you 2 sentences. Sometimes I go to cinema and I take rest for some time. Okay, Hasib said try. Okay, anybody else? What's the meaning of sometimes? Yeah, that's right, Nadia. Nadia said Majhe Muddhe. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's the meaning of sometimes, right? So be careful when you use these two words. So I take rest for some time, and sometimes I go to cinema. Sometimes I visit Bangladesh. Sometimes I go to Manchester. So if you ask me, do you go to Manchester regularly? And I said, no, I don't go to Manchester regularly, though I have got an office in Manchester, but sometimes I go there, I visit there, right? So yeah, that's the thing. So we are about to finish this class. So these are the things. So now I'm going to give you 2 minutes to practice it. All you got to do is you need to give me 10 sentences using one breath. Are you ready? If you are ready, please type in the chat box ready. Type in the chat box ready. I'd like to see how many of you would like to make 10 sentences in one breath. What do you do in the evening, right? So evening means after 6 o'clock, what do you do? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I get
Hi,
together
everyone.
with the family.
Get together with my family.
I help.
I help
Next, I help
take
Books. I chat with
help my mother
family
for
members. I take a look. Then I get ready to sleep. I go to bed.
my
With my husband, I
my
I bath my baby, my dishes,
that
I
I
empty.
Thank you. Thank you. So now we are about to finish this class. So today we have gone through our structure. Can you remember the structure? If you can, please type in the chat box. What's the structure? Type in the chat box. What's the structure? And this is the structure. I would say this is the mother of all structures, right? So if you understand this structure, that means you understand how to make the sentences. Subject plus verb, right? So subject plus verb. This is the structure. So now, if I ask you, what do you do in the morning, afternoon, and evening? If I ask you these questions, what do you do in the morning, afternoon, and evening? Would you be able to make 30 sentences? Type in the chat box if you can. How many sentences you can make if I ask you, what do you do in the morning, afternoon, and evening? Can you make 30 sentences? So give me the number. How many sentences you can make if I ask you, what do you do in the morning, afternoon, and evening? Okay, excellent. So this is your homework. All you got to do is you need to practice this question. What do you do in the morning, afternoon, and evening, right? And if you practice it 10 times, now I'm gonna emphasize this question is very, very important. If you have got some sort of problems regarding the fluency, the medicine is practice this question. If you have got some sort of problems regarding grammatical thing, so you make a lot of mistakes regarding the tense and all that stuff, this is the medicine. If you have got some sort of problems regarding the difficulties to deliver sentence faster, this is the medicine. So all you got to do is you need to take this medicine. Don't put into the shell. Yeah, that's fine. It looks better once you put in the shell, but utilize them, right? So you can see a lot of books behind me. If I don't read it, I won't be benefited, right? It looks good though. So it's the same thing. You have made the commitment, you practice with me. All you got to do is now you need to just take the medicine. That means you need to practice it 10 times and you need to upload the video in the Facebook group, right? So if you do continuously for 8 days, you will see you're not there where you have started. You change your whole life, right? So it's still, I can remember. So one of our students, his name is Sajid, right? So he joined this 10-day challenge. And when I went to Heathrow Airport to pick him up, so he landed 9 o'clock and I went there. I was so excited. I went there exactly 9 o'clock, but I know probably he's going to finish his immigration in, it's going to take like 60 to 90 minutes, but it took 2 hours and I waited there patiently. I was really excited to see him. And when I met him, I said, Sajid, would you like to have a tea or coffee? I said, coffee. And we went to the Starbucks. We ordered the coffee. And I said, okay, so what's you feeling right now? The first thing he said, when I entered the class, you have motivated me a lot. And I believed in you. And I believed in myself as well. And today, just give me a hug, right? So I hugged him. Then, yeah. And he said, one of the class you have taken inside the Range Rover, and I have seen the car, and now I'm riding on this car. It's like my dream, became true. So all you got to do is you need to, first of all, believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, that's fine. Just depend on someone else. Just allow someone else to be a mentor of yours. Just tell, okay, so this is the gentleman. He is taking the class. He's giving a lot of motivation. I don't have, belief in myself yet, but I can believe him, right? Whatever he's saying, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to change my life. And Sajid, he came to University of West England in Bristol. And yeah, he's continuously taking his class, and he's happy. So I would like to see some of you, as I told you. So a lot of people probably you're gonna leave after 3 days. That's fine. That's the natural thing. But I'd like to welcome you at the Heathrow Airport if you are coming to Heathrow, right? So these are the things. This is the homework. So last thing I'd like to share with you is, okay, so this is the certificate we give, right? So now this time your instructor will be Steve Trelegon. So he's our IELTS instructor. This is the certificate you're gonna have. So who is excited to get the certificate? Please type in the chat box certificate. I'd like to see how many of you are really excited to get the certificate. Just please type in the chat box certificate. Okay. So you're on to be 8-day challenge, spoken English, and you're gonna get certificate from Steve, right? Yeah. So if you'd like to get certificate, all you got to do is you need to attend the class on time, and you need to submit your homework. And we're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have submitted 8 homework. You deserve to get a certificate, right? The last thing we'd like to practice with you in a bit, and then we're gonna. This is the thing. So if I ask you what do you do every day, this should be your answer. And we're gonna practice one more time. Then we're gonna finish, and we're gonna see you tomorrow, right? So please unmute yourself, and share with us what do you do every day. Are you ready? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
I get up
early in the morning. I brush my teeth.
Myself have a cup of coffee, get ready for
first
it.
thing
After that,
I start working. So
I get ready for the
in the
office,
afternoon, I
and
take
then
my
I
To start work,
have
studying,
breakfast
in
and
the
to
after
office.
the
I go
working,
to office. I
I
take
have
a
lunch.
cup of
That I take rest,
a bus. I return home from the
return,
office.
and
fresh
I
myself,
Then
watch
days
I
from
wash
TV,
office.
and
then
go to
Finish my homework. I
days
together with
challenging
my
for
marks.
my homework.
Next I help
Tomorrow will
I
be
take
my
the bus, and
when I eat some
around
snacks, I
take
help
a
my
bus. I get ready to
read
sleep. I
TV,
go
and I
family
attend
members
the
take
challenge, then I finish my
get ready
homework.
to sleep
And the chat with the
late.
members.
I
Okay, thank you. So now I'll ask you, and give me the honest answer. Who is gonna submit homework? All I want from you is, I'd like to hear from you 30 sentences. What do you do every day? So who is gonna submit the homework? Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see who is gonna submit homework. Please type in the chat box. Okay, so do you know the story of Jack Ma? He said, the businessman, first day he opens the business, wait for the customer. Second day, wait for the customer. And third day, after the lunch, he goes home, he shut down his business. And customers turn up and they don't see the businessman, right? So whose group are you in? You're gonna leave this 8 days speaking challenge after 2.5 days, or you're gonna stick to it and you're gonna make it successful, right? In this 8-day challenge, I'm not here to only teach you English, also to repair your software so that you can understand how this thing works, and so that you can change your life through education, right? So that's my promise. So all you got to do is you need to submit this homework. So here is the thing. So you can take a screenshot if you want. So you got to write down. This is the thing, is the best thing to do. It's going to help you to improve your writing as well. So write down what are the 30 things you do every day, right? In the morning, what are the 10 things you do? In the afternoon, what are the 10 things you do? In the evening, what are the 10 things you do? So write it down on the paper, then practice 10 times. Hi, my name is Habib. Today I'd like to share with you what I do every day. I get up early in the morning, and I go to sleep, or I go to bed at 10 o'clock. All right. So this is how you need to make 30 sentences, and you need to practice 10 times in front of the mirror. So why I'm saying to practice it in front of the mirror? Because this is the presentation. You've got to have some sort of tonality. When you say, hi, everyone, this is Habib, and today I'd like to share with you what I do every day. And I get up early in the morning, right? So this is the tonality. It sounds like you are giving a presentation. You're not reading. So once you start giving a presentation, it's better if you stand in front of the mirror and give a presentation. So once you practice 10 times, you become confident, you become fluent, and then you take your phone and you just record this and you upload the video on Facebook group, right? So this is how you're gonna continue for 8 days speaking challenge. So now I have got a quick question. So please type in the chat box if you how you're gonna rate this class. If you think the class is okay, I mean, let's say 5 out of 10. Don't write, listen first. So if you think the class is okay, then that means is 5 out of 10. If you think the class is excellent, that means 7 out of 10. If you think the class is 10 out of 10, that means outstanding. So can you please type in the chat box? So how do you rate this class? Is it okay, excellent, or outstanding? So 5 means okay, 7 means excellent, and 10 out of 10 is outstanding. Please type in the chat box. I'd like to see your rate. Okay, so no, don't give me the mark. So put in into the words. So if it is okay, type okay. If it is excellent, type excellent. If it is outstanding, type outstanding. I'd like to see. I'd like to see. Okay, so a lot of people are giving. Shuman said incredible. Fatima said excellent. Kobe said outstanding. Shibli said this is a great idea. Okay. Outstanding. Shahada said excellent. Okay, I'd like to see. I'd like to see your feedback, because once you give me the feedback, it gives me a lot of energy to share it to a lot of things, right? And probably another day, I'll share with you how I made £1 million when I came. I mean, in less than, I would say, 6-year time. I'd like to share with you. And you know my background, right? I was born and brought up in a southern part of this country. I mean, in Bangladesh. And I came to this country as a student, and I didn't have much money, I mean, to pay my tuition fees as well. You know that, right? So the way I develop my software and is the same thing, and I'm sharing it with you. So believe in yourself, then take actions. And once you take actions, you get the result. Once you get the result, you believe in yourself more, you take massive actions, and you get billion results. So this is how, right? So I started my business something like this. We hit like 10,000 a year, 50,000 a year, then 100,000 a year, then 500,000 a year, then this is how it's getting better and better day by day. It's the same rules, right? Believe in myself, taking massive actions, getting results. Again, I'm believing in more in myself, getting results, more results, and this is how it works. So thanks for joining today. And I'm going to take 2 questions. If I've got any questions, please type in the chat box. Any questions, type in the chat box. I'm going to take two questions, then we're going to wrap it up. Who is grammar's needs for whole IELTS? I'm not sure. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what's the name as well. However, so if you're thinking about the speaking module, I would say grammar plays vital role. So all you got to do is you need to practice this. What do you do every day is going to help you to, deliver your expression in present form. Because when the examiner asks you a lot of questions, they play the tricks. First of all, they're going to ask you a question in a present form. So how are you today? And what do you like most? And do you enjoy this? Why do you enjoy this? And after that, the examiner will ask you a question using the past form. So did you enjoy that? And how did you enjoy that? Why did you enjoy that? And once you started answering that question, probably you have started using the past form, and after a certain period of time, you forgot everything and you started using the present form. And probably in next 5 minutes, they'll ask you a few questions using the future form. And they are trying to put you in different areas to observe whether you can utilize the tense form and all that stuff on the right track or not. That's the thing. So so I would say I'll give you some more medicine probably in the next class and next class. That's going to help you to correct your grammar. So thank you, everyone. Yeah. So see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. UK time. And also make sure you put your homework in the group. So if you haven't joined the group yet, let me see if I can find it for you. So the I have seen a few of you have joined today's class. So you need to join the Facebook group as well to submit your homework. I'm gonna give you the link in a minute. Just stay with me. Okay, so this is the group link. Copy where I'm gonna post in the chat box. So this is the group link. So don't leave, just click the link and it's gonna take you to the group, send a request, and me or my team will approve you. So thanks for joining today and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.